for our first speaker, who has been a Toastmaster for almost 5 years. She is working on the Using Descriptive Language project from the Pathways program, where her path is strategic relationships. Over the next 5 to 7 minutes, she is going to share how Proverbs help illustrate, enrich, and enhance communication and understanding with her speech title, Proverbs on Blast. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Tomi Daniel.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, if we have any, good morning to you. It's a joy to be here this last meeting of the year. Just a few days to the end of the year. Proverbs on Blast, where did that come from? I grew up in a culture that prizes Proverbs a lot. I grew up listening to adults use Proverbs so elegantly. I hung on the words of several of them. And as I grew older, I asked the most prolific users of Proverbs why their communication was so elegant, so colorful, and so memorable. And one of them told me, don't you realize that Proverbs are the chariots of words, and that when words are lost, we use Proverbs to find them? Said, if you learn how to use Proverbs, you would never be short of words. As I grew older, I found myself reverting back to some of the Proverbs that I heard as a child. About 3 months ago, I decided to finally do something that I had wanted to do for years. I started sharing my reflections on Proverbs. And so every Tuesday, I publish an online newsletter that is titled Proverbs on Blast. And it is a long-form reflection on Proverbs. If you are interested if you love reading, because it's long-form narratives, if you love reading, you can visit the site. It's proverbsonblast.com. As I thought about my Pathways progress and preparing for this speech, I said, what a perfect opportunity to share some Proverbs with you. We are a group of entrepreneurs. And I searched online. What are the top 3 things that entrepreneurs should have in mind at any stage of their business, even before the start? Consistently, I found in 7 different sources these 3 things. Number 1, work hard. Number 2, be adaptable. And number 3, be persistent. I am sure you will forget by tomorrow those 3 things. And so in the spirit of Proverbs, I decided to do what I enjoy doing most on Proverbs on Blast. I went round. I am the chief curator of Proverbs on Blast. That's the title I gave myself. And so I scout around the world for Proverbs and reflect on them. In the future, I will tell you about something else that is a spin-off from Proverbs on Blast. But this morning, in that role, I went around to curate Proverbs that address those 3 things that research shows are important for every entrepreneur. Work hard, be adaptable, and be persistent. And so I found Proverbs from 19 countries. And I want you to imagine that you are in a room and there's a group of elders in front from those 19 countries, wanting you to remember that you need to work hard, you need to be adaptable, and you need to be persistent. And so I start with the American elder who says, remember that the only place where success comes before work is in a dictionary. The Chinese elder takes over. It says, so because of that, don't stand by the water and long for fish. Go home and weave a net. The Ethiopian elder takes over and he says, tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. The Ugandan said the best preparation for tomorrow, therefore, is to make sure today's work is completely done. The German said, therefore, you have to pray as though no work could help and work as though no prayer could help. And then the Pueblo elder from a Native American tribe said, as you do that, you never sleep while your meat is cooking on the fire. The Rwandan said, remember, work is good so long as you don't forget to leave. And the Malian elder from West Africa said, there are three things a man must know to survive in this world: what is too much for him, what is too little, and what is just right. Combine all this as you work hard, and you will be in a better way, in a better shape. But then there's the second part of being adaptable. You do all of that as you work hard. The German elder says you cannot direct the wind, but you can adjust your sails because things may not go as you expect. How do you adjust your sails? The Zambian said it may come because you have developed an appetite for the fruit of a tree you cannot climb. And so you became dependent on nature and on others. Be adaptable. The Samoan elder says it is useless to shake the branch that bears no fruit, either because it has never borne fruit or it has stopped bearing fruit. Be adaptable and switch. The Iraqi elder says sometimes you must sacrifice your beard in order to save your head. If you have to make a choice, let your beard go, save your head, and you can regrow it back. The Spanish elder says whether you boil snow or pound it, you can have but water of it. So you may need to be adaptable with your processes so that you can get a different outcome. The Welsh says, remember, adversity comes with instruction in its hand. And the Japanese said, fortunes exist even among leftovers. So as you face adversity, adapt. The Cherokee elder says, listen with your heart, learn from your experiences, and always be open to new things. And so these are the kinds of things that I enjoy doing during the week and saying, how can I curate the wisdom of elders through Proverbs from different countries to share with the world? And I am having the time of my life as I put Proverbs on blast. Madam Toastmaster.